I'm going to drop a magnum opus on you, and I won't even make you wait for it. Eric Wall is a sheep in wolf's clothing. He is a closeted Hexican, and I'm going to demonstrate that in some of the clips from the interview that Eric Wall did with Peter McCormack. Now, Eric Wall has a deep affinity for Hexicans. There's just simply no denying it.
And so, for example, I left the Hex community.
Left it? You were in it? Was that a slip of the tongue? Were you a Hexican?
Now, Eric Wall goes on to say that he only joined the community to help the community in a time where the community was in disarray. And the interesting part is this, right? If anyone believes this, I want to play a little clip of Peter McCormack's response to that.
Did you have an intervention?
I had an intervention.
You were in a cult.
I wasn't in a cult. Well, I was I was spending a lot of time with the cult because I thought that I was on an anthropological mission of...
Now, Peter McCormack's laughter essentially tells a story that he's not buying Eric Wall's story about just being there for the anthropological reasons. And he is actually a Hexican at heart. And I tend to agree with that sentiment. I don't think that that's the only reason. But the key reason why I think that he wouldn't want to come out of the closet and be a full-on Hexican is the same reason that he stopped participating in the Hex community. He says that some of his friends gave an intervention. They did not approve of his participation in the Hex community. And this is just a realistic aspect of how the crypto ecosystem is. A lot of the times, if you're a Hexican, your relationships, your friendships in the crypto space depend on you continuing to be a Hexican. So if one day you wake up and you don't want to be a Hexican, you don't just lose an investment, you also lose a lot of friends as well. So this is one of those things that might tie him together. Since he's an OG Bitcoiner, he might not want to detach or separate from that identity as a Bitcoiner. And maybe supporting Hex is one of those no-nos for Bitcoiners. Which brings us to the cultish elements of crypto. Yes, it is like that. Tribalism in crypto is a real thing. Not in all ecosystems, but in most of them. And I think that it's one of the reasons that crypto has been successful, but it's also one of the reasons why some people might not want to identify with certain projects. However, they can still get the price appreciation whether they want to identify as a Hexican publicly or not.
The things that happened in the Hex community was just on a different scale, on a different level, from a completely different universe from anything that I've been used to, and I was excited about that.
Now, despite his good intentions, his good heart towards Hexicans, his intentions may not have all been completely selfless by being a part of the Hex community. He also reveals that he might have wanted to also maybe create a project of his own. The good old vampire attack.
Take them, they would now understand that what Eric has been saying is the truth.
And they would adore you.
It's not necessarily adoration that I was looking for, but I thought that this is a big community that I could now steer for a better purpose. And that would
Eric
be...
coin.
I wasn't going to drop a new cryptocurrency. Well, maybe, the Erica Simp DAO.
Okay, anyway, at least there's a silver lining here. If anything ever happens to Hex, Pulse Chain, and all of them, we've got Erica Simp DAO to fall back on.
I want to go and hang out with him. I just want to go and have a lunch with him. No cameras, no microphones. I just want to talk to him.
Trevon or Richard Hart?
Richard Hart.
This interview demonstrated to me that Eric Wall has some affinity to Hex and Hexicans, and also Peter McCormack has shifted a great deal because he was one of the biggest Hex haters out there, and now he's saying that he's open to meeting up with Richard Hart, having a discussion with Richard Hart. So those are, in my view, good points. People are moving closer and closer to Hex and Pulse Chain. Now, there were some harsh things said in the interview, and it is what it is. Let me know what you think about all of this. Now, Peter McCormack could be just saying the nice things because he's scared of the wrath of Hexicans. Because we do know that Hexicans have a long memory. They do not forget, and they will attack and attack and attack. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. And not financial advice as usual. Obviously, the good old do your own research and all that good stuff. Yeah, we all know the deal.